to the Student Academic Support / Success, or SAS in short, project interviewing process. My name is Alyssa Lee, and I am the host of these interviews, interviewing both students and teachers as I receive insightful information pertaining to how our local community perceives the issue of weakening academic support systems. In today's video, I will be interviewing senior student Charlie Renaud as she shares her thought-provoking opinions on the valuable impacts of maintaining a strong academic support system. So, without further ado, please enjoy the video.
Okay, so how are you doing? How's it going?
I'm good. How are
Uh,
you?
I'm doing great, thank you. And just to start off, I'm just gonna ask you like what your name is and what grade you're in, just to give like listeners a little overview of who you are.
Perfect. All right. My name is Charlie Renaud, and I am a senior.
A senior. And how is senior year going for you right now?
It's going really good. I just had all of my college apps finished up, so now I'm gearing up and towards like applications for scholarships mode. But
Mm-hmm.
with that, and all my classes are going good. Just started competition for DECA, so all of it's gearing up this semester.
Mm-hmm. Just speeding up, excelling, getting closer to
Yes.
the end of your senior year, and that's super exciting. Very excited for you.
Thank you.
I know I messaged you prior to this meeting, just talking a little bit about our project, but just to give a quick reminder, our project is called the Student Academic Support Project, or SAS in short, and our focus is on weakening academic support systems for younger students. We believe that it's really important that students have a strong academic foundation in their primary years of school so that they can do better academically and be successful not only within school but within their personal lives as well, as we believe that has a large impact. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and the first one being, do you find it necessary that every child attends school?
That's a really good question. I think in my case, it is definitely necessary for me wanting to go to a four-year university. It's kind of like the traditional pathway to do it. I definitely think that there's some like differences between like public school and homeschooling, but I do think that all kids should have at least some pathway of schooling that's going to possibly get them to that next level, like that four-year university or that trade school that they want to go to. Um, I know sometimes school could not be for everyone, but I think allowing us to have something like public school where it gives us that kind of basic of that pathway, I think that that is really important. And all kids at least should have the opportunity to participate in programs like that.
Oh, absolutely. And just from hearing you speak, like I was wondering if you find that maybe your academic success might be a direct correlation or reflection of your personal success, whether that be through your
Mm.
career or mental health, you're just reaching your goals and aspirations. So do you find that maybe that opens up a bit more opportunities for individuals?
I definitely think it does. I feel that, especially at our high school, King High, there's a lot of opportunities that are specific to that school that kind of help you get to that next level of that personal growth. Like for me, DECA and the business programs at school have been instrumental in preparing me for that four-year study that I want to go into. So I think that those specific opportunities that are offered within like public high schools are something that's really shaped my own education.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell just from the way you're speaking, so eloquent that you're
Thank you.
definitely, just seeing how that education maybe has impacted you. And I just want to ask, like, what does your academic support system look like? How has that looked like throughout your entire education thus far?
I think I've had a really, really good academic support system throughout all of high school. Whether it be like parents or counselors or teachers, I feel like on each level, I've gotten kind of the best that I could have got, especially at King High School. I've enjoyed all of the teachers that I've had, and I feel like a lot of them have really revolutionized my education and how I study or how I approach like critical thinking problems. And I think my counselor has always been extremely helpful in helping me get anywhere I need to be or take any classes that I wanted to, even if it's like last minute requests. And then as far as home, I've always had like a very supportive system when it comes to education at home and wanting to do the best you can, but not putting too much pressure on you. So I feel like I've had a really good support system academically.
And does that help you just maybe feel a little bit more confident in just pursuing like what you want to do in your career and just more opportunities that you hope to access?
I definitely think it has helped me build some of that confidence because it's given me kind of a guideline of where I can go or what I can choose to do for my education. So it's always been important in my family. A big value is education and going to college for me and my siblings. So I think that having that support system, it has helped me kind of realize that opportunity that I can pursue a four-year education, and I don't have to only stick to just working out of high school or going to a trade school or something like that. It's kind of opened up those other avenues that I could maybe try out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And do you think maybe it sounds like you have, like you said, a very strong academic support system, which is
Mhm.
very good to hear. I'm very happy about that. But do you think that maybe there are things that maybe, whether that be teachers, classmates, your parents, any other individuals, that things that they can maybe change or just implement to strengthen your overall academic support?
I think that I've taken a lot of different classes throughout high school. I've taken RCC classes, two English classes, and then I've taken a plethora of AP honors, and now I've been taking more general ed like art classes and my to fulfill my BAPR requirements. And I feel like that does make my education very well-rounded, but a lot of the times when I am in more of my general ed classes, I do feel like the education that I'm getting is, and it could just be evident from the classes, but I feel that it is somewhat lacking compared to my more advanced classes. I'm definitely not as challenged in those classes as I am in my APs or my RCC classes. So I do feel like the nature of the class will impact whether or not you're being challenged. But even if it's with the workload or not giving any homework, I feel like maybe a bit more consistency could help me. But of course, that's my own case. Being an AP student, I kind of have that expectation to join a class and expect a bunch of homework. So whether or not that may be realistic, I do feel like it could be a little bit more balanced. So there's not so much of a shift between the students who are getting general ed education versus like the honors and AP classes.
And I know that was a bit about your civics research project that you
Yes,
last year. And would you like to kind of like talk about that a little bit?
of course. So that was kind of an issue that not only me and my partners had seen, but a lot of our friends had seen. A lot of them weren't even aware of AP classes, so they ended up joining classes that they didn't feel like they were challenged in. So we kind of did interviews between teachers and students to take a look at what the differences are really between general education as well as the AP classes, what resources they're provided that separates them, what are kind of like the expectations of the classes. Like I said, I expect to join a class and there to be a lot of homework, but that expectation differs depending on how hard the class is. So that was kind of the basis of our project, to see where the discrepancies between the general ed and APs and honors curriculums were.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
My last question would be, is just for students maybe who aren't being as challenged or receiving the support that they need. How do you think that might negatively impact them and their overall livelihood?
I definitely think that not having the right support system will really affect how you just view your end goal of high school. I mean, I've had a lot of encouragement to pursue higher education, so that has been made my end goal of high school, and it's been supported by teachers and counselors and parents. So I feel that when students aren't able to get that support system similar to what I have had, that could kind of alter their end goal of high school, which is really important because it's what you're going to do once you exit and go into the adult world. And so I feel that a lot of those students could kind of be missing out on opportunities that I feel like they have been presented with, especially when it comes to extracurriculars that kind of align with the education that you're getting at school. I feel like if you're not in that track, you're not going to be encouraged to join maybe those extracurriculars that could kind of help you or push you to pursue different avenues like higher education. So I do think that that lack of support system could have a negative role, if not negative, just does really end up affecting that end goal of high school for
Hmm.
those students.
And that's a really good point. It helps me gain a lot of perspective on that as well. But thank you so much, Charlie. That was
Of
very,
course.
very insightful and well thought out answers.